the irony is that some of the things that were detailed in the budget are the things that are unlikely to actually occur, whereas the things that could occur were not at all really mentioned in a degree of specificity. I think the interesting thing about the discretionary request is that not only are these like large increases, but I think it's unlikely this year to see the appropriators kind of agree to spending at those levels. In particular, I think you're likely to see a continuing resolution at the end of this fiscal year, given that it's an election year and many observers believe the House will flip control. So, the discretionary request is sort of overly generous and probably largely dead on arrival.
Certainly this particular budget was very late. Sometimes they're late, but this one was pretty late for being, a budget in a normal cycle, not the first budget administration releases right after they've gotten elected. I think there's probably a number of reasons. The COVID wave the country was experiencing over the winter may have delayed it. They may have been debating how much money to ask in that regard. The Ukraine crisis actually started back in November, December. They may have been wondering, like, how is that going to play out? Were they going to have to ask for more defense spending? If Republicans control the Senate and the House, even if they have a small majority in the Senate, they could do a reconciliation bill. They could make defense spending mandatory for a couple of years, and they could leave non-defense discretionary spending at a much lower level. Clearly, when they were crafting the economic assumptions in this budget, which would have been many months ago, back in the fall at the sort of the latest, their expectations of inflation were way off.
Top line for me on the budget is, while there are interesting nuggets in there, which we're going to discuss, it's very lacking in ambition. Gone is a lot of the sweeping goals of last year and references to the Build Back Better proposal. That isn't in here at all. The other thing that's really missing is a lot of discussion of drug pricing. Of course, that was a big applause line at the State of the Union, but there's not much there. You don't see a lot of discussion of the Affordable Care Act. There's an offhand reference to the extension of the subsidies. But in healthcare, it's not a particularly ambitious set of proposals. We've got over 100,000 Americans dying just of opioids overdoses in this country. We've got massive amounts of people, tens of thousands dying from alcohol overdose, and we've got an increase in illegal drug use. And the administration is, tacitly approving the legalization of marijuana. And if you're a primary prevention person, this budget kind of freaks you out because they've just written out the term abuse in the context of illegal drug use. It's a disciplinary function throughout the year so that there's no more policy proposals. There are a number of really concerning data points in this budget that are unaddressed, including the fact that the Medicare Part A trust fund is going to start to go bankrupt in 2026. More dollars going out than coming in. I'll be interested to see if Congress actually gives the administration anything close to the NIH money. NIH normally gets what it wants. It's got a very big lobby on its behalf, but there's a lot of frustration with them. So I'll be interested to see what the final number is this year.